My name is Jonathan Urbina, and today we're going to have a little chat. We're going to talk about two different topics that for me as are really important for the society and are really important for uh, my person. We're going to talk about education and we're going to talk about science and how these topics being so differently are united in certain ways, and we're going to discuss those ways in the end of the talk. But first of all, we're going to talk about education, and specifically, we're going to talk about the education system in Honduras. We have the we all of the countries in the world have their own education system, and Honduras has their own. Unfortunately, we have one of the worst system in education in the whole world, and that's because we have so much problems and a lot of things. But we're going to discuss those things in the next part. Now we're going to talk about um, the first question that I have for this talk, that is why the teachers are so important in the society, and it's and totally is because they are the teacher had existed since we exist as human beings, because in the beginning, when the first human being uh, arrived to the earth, to say it that way, um, the first one transmit their knowledge to the next one human being, and that to the next one, and to the next one, and the knowledge has been transmitted from generation to the generation, to the process that we know as teaching learning process. And that's why teachers are so important, because without teacher we don't have the knowledge that we need to survive as a species. Then, as we know the teachers are so important, we need to discuss what makes a teacher so important and what makes a teacher be what he is. So, um, first one, we need to talk about the qualities that a teacher should have, and a teacher need to have. And the first one, uh, vacation. A teacher needs to have vacation, and not just a teacher. This is a quality that all the professional careers should have, because vocation is the passion and the responsibility with that you need to have to do a work or to do you your job. And without vacation, you are doing the things because you have to, and not because you want to do it. And that's a really big problem in our current society, because people are studying things and people are becoming doctors and becoming engineers, are becoming lawyers because they want to have money, and not because they love the career, and not because they want to do it. And this is a really big problem, because they are not doing the things with love, and when you're not doing the thing with love, you're not doing it right. And it's the same it's the same problem with teachers. If you don't have passion to share your knowledge with with other people, if you don't have a love to understand other people's problem, if you don't have humanity to relate with other people, you are not a good teacher. And those are the things that are going to give, that only vocation are going to give you. And the other qualities that a teacher should have is fun. A teacher should be fun and should be the one who break down the ice in a conversation, because they need to create this environment that is secure for their students. And also with fun, he has to be objective and create this environment of respect, either to him, to their students, and to their students to him, to have this relationship based on respect. And this is one of the most important things, most important qualities that a teacher should have. Then we have the comprehensive, that is really close to the passion, to the patient, that a teacher should have. A teacher need to be patient with their students and have this sense of comprehensive when they, because the students are not equally in the way that they don't learn in the same way each one, or that they don't have the same resources each one. So we need to be careful when we are playing this role as a teachers, to be able to recognize the problems that our students are having. And the last one is that a teacher should be really smart, and not smart in the way that they have to have the knowledge, the specific knowledge in the area that they are teaching. Not. I'm talking, yes, I'm talking about that smart, but I'm talking about the other smart, that is the emotional intelligence. And it's really important that as teacher we have this this emotional intelligence, to understand our students, and to be able to recognize when they are having problems, and to be able to help them with their problems. Because a secure environment, an environment fulfilled with love, is really important for the students to create a significant knowledge. And as we are conscious knowing our students, the way that our students learn, and the way that our students are having this significant knowledge, we are able to create new strategies to help them and to teach them in a better way. Then we are going to talk about some experiences that I want to share with you, about four teachers that for me were my pillars to become what I am today, to become or to decide that I wanted to be a teacher, and to decide what kind of teacher I wanted to be. The first one was in elementary school. I remember this was my favorite teacher in an elementary school. She was really cute. She was so nice, and she helped me a lot with so much things, because when I uh, entered to school, I remember that I was really shy, and all the things embarrassed me as you don't have any idea. And I remember that this teacher helped me with my shyness, and to develop my skill to communicate with my classmate, and even with other classmates that were older than me. And it was really cute of her, and she was who makes me realize that I wanted to be a teacher. I know I was just a kid. I was 8 years old, and when I saw her uh, doing his class, teaching his class, I remember that I said in my mind, I want to be like her one day. I want to be this change for my students when I grow up, and thanks to God, I am doing it right now. The second one, it was my teacher from high school, and the first one helped me to realize that I wanted to be a teacher, but this one helped me to realize that I wanted to be a natural science teacher because she uh, taught me the passion for science. She taught me the strategies and how science is so perfect, how we as human were created so perfect, and the world that we are in is in the exact have the exact things to us to survive. And I really get so impressed and so inspired for this teacher, and that's why I am starting to become a natural science teacher. I'm not a natural science teacher yet, but I am close to do it. And the last one, the last two teachers that I wanted to talk is from college. One is my teacher for natural science in a college that is the same, have the same strategies for my teacher from high school, and taught me in a tough way how to create science, how to love science, and how to be ambitious with science. And uh, the other one was not the good one, was a teacher who makes me so anxiety, it makes me so anxious, creating so much anxiety in myself, and makes me realize what kind of teacher I'm not going to be. I don't want to be. And then to talk about a little bit the education system, I'm going to talk about some problems and some solutions that I came up with to these problems that I realized that our country is having, and that's because our country is one of the worst, or has one of the worst education systems in the world. And the first one is the lack of equality. As kids, as teenagers, as young adults, we don't have the same equally uh, resources in our country. There are so much other kids that have less than we have, and that is so disappointing because they don't have the same opportunities, and most of the kids in Honduras don't have the same opportunities. Even though in Tegucigalpa or in San Pedro Sula, they don't have the same opportunities that other countries, less in places like Choluteca or places like El Paraíso, that they have even less opportunities that we have in Tegucigalpa or in San Pedro Sula. And that is a problem, but I'm not here to talk all about problems. I'm here to talk about solutions too. And one of the solutions is the equitable access to education. As a teacher, I want to be part of the change to create new opportunities for those kids that don't have the chances to go to school, to learn, to be an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer or even a teacher. And I want to be part of the change. And the next one is the lack of resources, not just in the families, but the lack of resources the in the government, that has a lot of deficiencies in textbooks and lunch, even in teachers, and that makes me so worried about it. The next one is the teacher salary. We can't continue talking about teachers without talking about the salary of a teacher that is so miserable compared with salaries as a politicians that they don't do anything good for the country, and even though they have better, way better salaries that a teacher has. And I was listening to some teachers the other day that they were talking about this topic, and they were saying a teacher should earn more money than a politician that a politician does, because they do more work, or they have more responsibility in our society than a politician have. And the next one is that we are behind in artificial intelligence. We need to create more spaces in where we inspire our students to learn about these new these new devices, to create this new technology, to understand how this works. Because right now, in the whole world, is artificial intelligence is what everyone is talking about, and we can't be behind of them. We need to be focused in stay in the line with them. And unfortunately, as we have deficient resources deficiency, we can do that, and we need to do it. We need to create this change. And the last one, and it's not a problem, is a solution, is the well, that was the problem, that we don't have the resources in artificial intelligence, and we need to create as a solution technology, integrate the technology in our education. And the last one is not part of a problem or a solution, is like a conclusion why I become a natural science teacher, and why I think natural science teachers are so important in our community and in our society. And it's because we create this consciousness to solve problems. We create critical thinking to our students, and we help them to solve their problems in their own way. And it is really important right now, because we are having so much problems in our world, like a climate change and the greenhouse effect, that these problems that we are having with our environment and with planet, because we don't care about these things. I become a teacher because I want to be this consciousness to my students, to save our planet, and to create new ways to change the mindset of the new generations, to have a better environment and to have better opportunities to the next generations. Thank you.